Mission 1. They called it the first mission, but no one knew if there would be a second. It was the most ambitious, secretive project in human history, a one-way trip to Alpha Centauri, the nearest star system to Earth. The crew of 4 was selected from thousands of applicants, all who had to undergo rigorous physical and psychological tests. They knew they would never see their families or friends again, and they also knew that they had a chance to make history and explore the unknown. The spacecraft was a marvel of engineering, powered by a nuclear fusion reactor and equipped with a warp drive that could bend space and time. It also had a cryogenic pod that could put the crew in suspended animation for the long journey. The launch was scheduled for midnight to avoid any unwanted attention. The crew boarded the spacecraft and strapped themselves in. They checked their systems and gave the final thumbs up to mission control. First mission, this is Control. You're clear for launch. Godspeed. The spacecraft lifted off from the hidden base in Nevada, leaving behind a trail of fire and smoke. It soared into the sky, breaking the sound barrier and then the atmosphere. It reached orbit and activated its warp drive. A flash of light enveloped the spacecraft, and then it was gone. The first mission had begun. The journey to Alpha Centauri was not without challenges. The warp drive was experimental and unstable. It required a constant monitoring and adjusting. The crew had to take turns to stay awake and operate the spacecraft, while the others slept in the cryogenic pod. The spacecraft also encountered various hazards of interstellar space, such as cosmic rays, micrometeoroids, and rogue planets. The crew had to dodge or deflect them using their shields and thrusters. The most difficult part of the journey was the loneliness and isolation. The crew had no contact with Earth. They could only rely on each other for support. They had to cope with the stress and anxiety of leaving everything behind, and the uncertainty of what lay ahead. They also had to deal with their own personal issues and conflicts. They had different backgrounds, personalities, opinions, and sometimes they clashed or argued. They had to learn to trust and respect one another and work as a team. They also had to find ways to entertain themselves to keep their spirits up. They played games, watched movies, read books, listened to music, and told stories. They celebrated birthdays, holidays, and milestones. They shared their hopes, fears, dreams, and secrets. They became more than a crew. They became family. They found something amazing when they arrived at Alpha Centauri. Alpha Centauri is a triple star system consisting of 3 stars: Rigel Centaurus, Ptolemy B, and Proxima Centauri. Proxima Centauri is the closest star to the Sun at 4.2 light years. Rigel Centaurus and Ptolemy are sun-like stars that orbit each other, while Proxima Centauri orbits them at a greater distance. The crew of the first mission decided to explore Proxima Centauri first, since it was the easiest to reach. They were astonished to discover that Proxima Centauri had 3 planets orbiting it, one of which, Proxima Centauri B, was a habitable zone of Star 2. This meant that they could potentially have liquid water and life on its surface. The crew decided to land on Proxima B and investigate. They found a rocky world with thin atmosphere and reddish hue. They detected signs of water and organic molecules, but no evidence of complex life forms. They collected samples and planted a flag, marking the first human landing on an extrasolar planet. Then they proceeded to explore the other 2 planets, Proxima C and D, which were less habitable but still fascinating. Proxima C was a super-Earth, which had a thick atmosphere and a frozen surface. Proxima D was a mini-Earth with a very short orbital period and a scorching temperature. The crew spent several weeks studying Proxima Centauri system before moving on to Rigel Centaurus and Ptolemy. They hoped to find more wonders of Alpha Centauri system and perhaps even encounter intelligent life. They were not disappointed. The crew of the first mission was eager to explore Rigel Centaurus and Telamon, and the 2 sun-like stars of Alpha Centauri system. They hoped to find planets that were more similar to Earth and perhaps even intelligent life. They used their warp drive to travel to Proxima Centauri to Rigel Centaurus, which took about a week. They scanned the star system and detected 8 planets, 4 of which were habitable. They decided to focus on the third planet, which seemed to have a large moon and a blue color. They approached the planets and were amazed by what they saw. It was a lush world with oceans, continents, forests, mountains, and clouds. It looked very much like Earth, but with some differences. The continents had the shapes and sizes, and the oceans had different colors and currents, and the forests had different types of plants and animals. They noticed something else, signs of civilization. They detected artificial structures, lights, and radio signals on the surface. They realized they had found an alien world with intelligent life. They were overjoyed and curious, but also cautious. They did not know if the aliens were friendly or hostile, or how they would react to their presence. They decided to orbit the planet, observe from a safe distance, while trying to establish contact. They sent out messages in various languages and codes, hoping to get a response. They listened to the alien radio signals, trying to decipher their meaning. They wondered what the aliens looked like, what they believed in, what they wanted. They did not have to wait long for an answer. They received a message from the planet in English. It said, "Hello, visitors from Earth. We've been expecting you." The crew was stunned. How did the aliens know who they were? How did they learn English? What did they mean by expecting them? They replied, "Hello, inhabitants of Alpha Centauri 3. We come in peace. We are explorers from Earth, a planet in another star system. We are here to learn about you and your world. Who are you? How do you know us?" They waited for a response, feeling a mix of excitement and fear. They received another message. "We are the Centurions. We are your cousins. We know you because we have been watching you for a long time. We have a lot to tell you." The crew was shocked. Cousins? Watching? What did they mean? They replied, "What do you mean by cousins? How have you been watching us? What do you want to tell us?" They waited for a response, feeling more confused than other. They received another message. "We mean we share a common ancestry with you. We are both descendants of an ancient race that seeded life throughout the galaxy. We have been watching you through our probes and satellites that we've sent to your solar system. We want to tell you about your history, about our culture, our secrets, and our plans." The crew was speechless. They could not believe what they were hearing. An ancient race, seeded life, probes and satellites, history, culture, secrets, plans? They replied, "This is incredible. We have so many questions to ask you. How can we meet you face to face? Can we visit your planet?" They waited for a response, feeling a surge of curiosity and wonder. They received another message. "Yes, you can meet us face to face. You can visit our planet. But be warned, not everything is as it seems. There are dangers and mysteries that await you here. You may not like what you find." The crew was intrigued. "Dangers and mysteries? What do you mean?" They replied, "We are willing to take the risk. We want to see your world and meet your people. Where should we land?" They waited for a response, feeling the thrill of adventure. They received another message. "Following our instructions carefully, land at these coordinates: 23 degrees south, 45 degrees east. Do not deviate from the course or attempt to land at another site. Do not approach other structures or vehicles. Do not communicate with anyone else. Do not trust anyone else. Only trust us. We will be waiting for you there." The crew was puzzled. Why such strict rules? Why such secrecy? Who else was there? Who else could they trust? They replied, "Okay, we will follow your instructions. We will land at 20 degrees south, 45 degrees east. We will not deviate from the course or attempt to land at any other site. We will not approach other structures or vehicles. We will not communicate with anyone else. We will only trust you. Please be ready for us." They waited for a response, feeling a bit nervous. They received another message. "Good, we are ready for you. We are looking forward to meeting you and hope you are ready for us. We hope you are ready for the truth." The crew was curious. What was the truth? What were they hiding? They replied, "We are ready for you. We are ready for the truth. See you soon." They waited for a response, feeling a bit anxious. They received no more messages. They prepared to land on the planet. They had no idea what was awaiting them.